keeps it moving. The NHL's all-time win record now belongs to these Boston Bruins. They'll win their 63rd game of the season. 63, 12, and 5, and still 2 games on the schedule for the 22-23 Bruins.
Just remarkable.
"20 seconds remaining. The Golden Knights start to celebrate on their bench. The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stanley Cup!
Here is your host of What the Puck is Going On, Dave Metzger.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Welcome back in. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. That's right. We've got some NHL action for you tonight. And quite a bit, that is. We have 15 games going on tonight, so a massive Tuesday night slate. 30 teams in action, playoff implications everywhere. So we have a lot to get to tonight, a lot of good matchups, a lot of good games. There's going to be some tough handicapping out there, but me and Uncle Steve here, we're going to try and find it for you. Steve, how are you today?
Nephew Dave, good afternoon. How are you? Excited for a nice, big, full slate as we creep on here towards the playoffs. And like you said, there's plenty of action tonight across the board. What do we have? We have 8 games to start in the 7 o'clock window. Wow.
Yeah, heavy 7 o'clock slate. Going all the way to 10 o'clock this evening. So there is, man, it feels like a Saturday right in the middle of the week here. Lots of action to get to. So we're definitely going to have some things going on here. All right, Steve, let's get into this playoff picture. We got a lot to go over and a little time to do it. So we're going to jump right in here to the East, Atlantic. Buffalo, Tampa Bay, and Montreal, your top 3 teams. Buffalo with 95 points. Steve, real quick, what about the season they're having? I mean, just terrific. This is a team on a crazy long playoff drought, and that's over. I'm comfortable in saying that now. I mean, it would have to be absolutely disastrous. I mean, you're talking about losing out pretty much to miss the playoffs. So, Steve, Buffalo, after, I think it's been, 10-plus years, they're back into the playoffs. What do you think about that?
They're on fire. I mean, literally, they're a machine. When they get tested against good teams, they're able to rise to the occasion. Fantastic game the other night with Anaheim, who basically is the Buffalo Sabres of the Western Conference, I would say. 11 goals scored combined in that game. So if you want, it's tough to try to outshoot Buffalo. If you want to try to play a physical, low-scoring game, you're going to have to put some points up as well and get some goals because they do not let up at all offensively.
No. Tampa Bay, again, in the second spot. They're down 4 points, but no surprise here. It's not a coincidence. They have 2 games in hand on Buffalo. So things could jump there. Montreal with 86. I looked for them to probably finish right there, although I think Detroit and Boston are going to try and have something to say about that. In the Metro, we have Carolina first. I think they're going to handily win this division with 96 points. Pittsburgh with 86, and Columbus now in the third spot with 85. Steve, your top 3 there. We have some juggling going on with Columbus and New York. That is the Islanders, and I think we're going to see that the rest of the way out. What is your take there?
Yeah, I mean, impressive. Columbus 6-1-3 in their last 10. They've been completely dominant at home, and they got some good mojo. I mean, with their young players, just carrying over from last season as well, and all the hardships they've had to put up with the Goudreau brothers and such. It seems like that momentum has not run out and has continued into this season. Dave, the first round of these playoffs, any way you dice it, are going to be insane. They literally are. We're going to be in for a heck of a ride coming up with these teams. And tough test for Pittsburgh tonight, Carolina at Montreal. But even in Carolina, they look like they kind of get into a mini rut. They're really able to answer the bell and come right back out of it. They've now won 3 in a row. Wow, just 206 goals given up on the season, which if you look at that across the board is pretty good. I would say that's in the top 5 teams overall, it looks like, for the most part, and 250 goals scored. So they are a beast, Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely. A well-oiled machine, as they have been for the last couple of years there. Boston and New York, that's the Islanders, are your 2 wild card teams. Boston with 86, the Islanders with 85. And then as such, still in the hunt here, Detroit with 84, Ottawa with 83, 80 for the Philadelphia Flyers. And the last really relevant team, I feel like, and even so, it's still a long shot here for our Caps, Steve, with 79 points. Losing is not really an option for them anymore. They're going to have to go on a nice run here, which they have picked up their play recently. Just 4-4-2 in their last 10. But I think, they have put a couple wins together here. Overtime loss the other day against Colorado. In a game that, Steve, if you watched it, they should have won that game.
Right.
They played brilliantly against the top team in the league, and they just it all comes down to literally 2 mistakes that they make ends up costing them a game. They lose in overtime. They get a point out of it, but really you have to have 2 the rest of the way out here. So, Steve, your 4 wild card teams, who do you like the most? Well, what do you see happening here?
Well, first you said it about the Capitals. It's a mistake here or a mistake there. Bad pass here. Untimely penalties, right? Penalties seem to be an issue with that
Absolutely.
team as well. And this is what you get. They're a little bit of a step slow. The problem with the Capitals here is that they have 71 games played. So they only have 11 games left. Meanwhile, Philadelphia has only played 69. Detroit's played 70. Ottawa's played 70. So all 3 of those teams have games in hand where they can stretch their lead away from the Capitals. If there is any kind of glimmer towards the end of that rainbow there, the Islanders, the team ultimately everyone's trying to catch, has played 71 games. So Columbus has only played 70. It's amazing that Columbus can still find their way out of this. Even Pittsburgh, right? Or Boston or Montreal.
Yeah, even
Montreal
Pittsburgh as well, like you said.
Montreal with 86 points is your 4th team right now. Where do they sit in the division, Montreal? Man, that division is going to be important. And whoever gets that 3rd spot, because that's going to leave out that 4th team maybe out to dry here in terms of trying to capture a wild card and fend off these teams. This is as tight as it's been here. With all these teams separated just by 7 points, if you count Montreal all the way down to Washington. We're looking at 9 teams separated basically by 7 points.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Steve, in the Atlantic, whoever comes in 3rd in that division, that's going to be a real tall task, because then you to Tampa Bay, who wants to go, start there in the playoffs. Not I, man. That's a heck of an atmosphere there. Or you could wind up with Buffalo. And the way they're playing, know that you want to go there either. So it's going to be a heck of a first round here in the East, but that's your playoff picture there. Let's jump into the West. We'll go to the Central. 2 teams, Steve, have clinched a playoff berth. That is Colorado with 102 points. Dallas not far behind them with 97 points. So everything really still to play for Dallas, even though they are in. I think they want to try and squeak out that 1 seed because, I mean, again, Dallas and Minnesota looking like the first round matchup.
You're right. You would think Dallas would want to try to avoid Minnesota at all costs and take their chances with one of the teams who are in the wild card. I agreed. So Colorado not done yet as far as having to, I think Colorado probably would have thought at this point in the season that they would have ran away from everybody. But I give Dallas credit and Minnesota to some extent for hanging in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So interesting stuff in the Central. I really like to keep my eye on Dallas, see if they can make a push. Because I think it gives them a lot better chances. Even if you play Colorado in the second round, they're coming to you first. And home advantage can be really everything in the playoffs if you're able to capture that energy. In the Pacific, Steve, what can you say about this one? I've seen some funny comments and whatnot of the Pacific looking like a T-ball league right now at this point. Anaheim with 82, even though I think they're a great team and they could surprise some people in the playoffs. Vegas was 78, so a little bit of a gap there for Anaheim, and they have a game in hand. Edmonton was 77 in the third spot. Steve, am I being too harsh on the Pacific, or what are your thoughts there?
No, Anaheim, they've risen to the occasion here. They're at the top. This is going to be bittersweet for me a little bit, Dave. I sold a ticket for a small profit, which would end up being a huge profit at this point. With Anaheim, when they were really good plus money to win this division, and the Sabres when they were really good plus money to win their division, with the Atlanta Hawks, who were really good money to win their division, and they're on top of theirs now. So all 3 of those teams have made it to the top. I think I sold that ticket for way cheaper than what I could have been making here. So hold on to your future tickets, people. Don't get tipped on some of these buyouts. There's a lesson you learn here.
Yeah, don't get shy on them. In the wild card, we have Utah with 80 points. Steve, I think it would take another kind of disaster. I think they're in. They're playing pretty well. And Nashville is your last team with 75 points. But, Steve, teams relevant to them. L.A. still knocking on the door with 73. Seattle, you need to get going, but you're only 4 points back with 71. San Jose and Winnipeg was 70, and I think I'm going to stop there. St. Louis has 67, but figure they have to go on a Capitals like tear. They kind of have the same problem, and those 2 play tonight, so we'll get to that one. That's a huge game as well. But Steve, what do you think wild card here?
Well, St. Louis, on the flip side of the Caps, they do have those extra games. They've only played 69 games. So, yeah, maybe give them a little bit more of a fighter's chance here. 7-1-2 in their last 10. And since this Olympic break, we've seen some of these teams kind of break out of nowhere, like New Jersey, the Rangers even, St. Louis. Our Capitals have been, we pick on them, but quite frankly, this is probably their best or one of the better stretches of the season that they've had since the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Even Winnipeg's starting to get a little hot here lately. Can't fully count them out. But Seattle, man, they have dropped the ball literally. They were right there fighting for the Pacific first place. And here they are out of the wild card right now. Big credit to Nashville winners of 4 in a row, and they'll get San Jose tonight. So that's a big game for San Jose and Nashville in terms of playoffs. I mean, San Jose reeling. They've lost 4 in a row. They can't afford to lose this game at Nashville tonight. And Nashville's been good at home here as of late. The really raucous crowd, tough atmosphere, and they seem to be clicking right here at the right time. Now with the number 8 spot. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, see, we have matchups tonight that are just, I mean, again, playoff implications all over the place. So we have some really, really good matchups, and I think I have a somewhat of an unnerving angle on these games. But Steve, before we get to that, which we will here in just a second, I will mention that we have one elimination from playoff contention. I'm going to give you one guess, Steve. Who do you think it is?
That would be your Vancouver Canucks.
Very good. Yes, sir. The Vancouver Canucks are eliminated.
And if you need to win $1 million, if you need $1 million in that, then if you have $1 million in your account and you need another $1 million, why not take the Ducks over 3.5 goals tonight, right?
Yeah. Yep, that's who they got. So, yeah, I mean, you would think, why not? All right, Steve, that's the playoff picture. Man, really, really good stuff here. So let's just jump right into it. We have the Hawks tonight. They are in the island to take on New York. 5.5 is your number here, minus 135 for the over, plus 114 for the under. Hawks are going to be plus 136 on the money line, while the Islanders are minus 162. Goalies tonight: Soderblom in goal for Chicago, Reddick in goal for the Islanders. I like the Islanders goalie matchup here. I like them overall. Steve, I think you bring this down a little bit. You play a little 60-minute money line here for the Islanders tonight.
Chicago's been a little bit of a pest, just a little bit. Here lately, when I try to play against them, they seem to kind of always ruin the ruse for me. I'm going to go back against the grain here with the same thought. I'm going to take the Islanders at home. I mean, this is a team that is right here in the wild card, as we mentioned. They're trying to hold on. They have home ice tonight. I think that they come out and put up a great performance against Chicago. Bedard's been fantastic. He's the reason why Chicago's been hanging in there. But neutralize him, and I think the Islanders get it done. I like your 60-minute line for sure. There's only a couple of games I'm going to take on the puck line. I'm going to take most everyone straight or with their team goals. But I think the Islanders can cover a puck line tonight.
Absolutely. So, Steve, I think before we get to the next game here, and maybe that's one you can include. I don't like the 5.5 for this purpose here, but being where we are, we're still getting a couple over games here. But being where we're at in the season and what these games are going to start meaning to these teams, I think we're going to start to see a lot of lockdown hockey going on here. I think we have a time here to take advantage of these unders, Steve. What do you think? Is that kind of a crazy take here, or is that maybe a good angle, knowing that these are kind of pseudo playoff games anyway?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, to me, I feel like this has been basically a season of over-unders anyway, for the most part. Do you want me to let me give you a few of the teams who've been horrible to the over, which these are dead under teams right now. That would be the Blackhawks. That would be the Kraken. They're 29-40. The Sabres, believe it or not, are 33-38. Red Wings 33-37. I feel like the second half of the season we've had a lot more overs actually. 30-39 for the Devils for their over-under. The best teams to the over right now. Montreal Canadiens 41-28. The Bruins are 38-32. Actually, the Avalanche are pretty much an under team, believe it or not. Ducks have been an over team, 41-29. The Lightning 37-32. The Canucks 39-30. Senators 38-32. Everyone else is within a game or two of 500. More higher scoring games recently, but Dave, I get your point of view. As these teams are jockeying for position, they're going to start to play a little bit more of a playoff style, as some of these games will be a de facto type of playoff.
Well, and I say that because, we see that kind of a lot more when they get these high pressure situations. I just look at a game like the other night between the Islanders and the Blue Jackets. I mean, the Blue Jackets, they have the personnel to score, and we've seen the Islanders, while you think of them as an under team, we've seen them be able to score as well. That was a 1-0 game, Steve.
Right.
So a game that you would have thought you would have seen a little bit more scoring anyway. Maybe it still goes under, but you're thinking maybe 3-2, maybe even 4-2. That would get over a 5.5. But you see a 1-0, and I just think we're going to see some more 2-1, 3-1 type things going on here. Maybe even 3-2, which is going to cover your unders of 5.5 and 6.5
right.
anyway. So that's just kind of my thought here. I could be completely wrong, but I just have this kind of feeling.
Yeah, it makes sense. And the Islanders, who we did know for scoring for sure, they're one of the higher scoring teams early on in the season. They've settled down now, 33-38 to the over.
Yeah.
They are 5 games more under than they are over at this point. The Blue Jackets, even money, 35-35.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. So we got some. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see what transpires there. All right, Toronto is in Boston taking on the Bruins. Boy, that could be a really tough spot for Toronto. 6.5 is your number, -102 for the over, -118 for the under. You got +170 on the money line for the Leafs, -205 for the Bruins. I don't think the goaltending matchup's going to matter here, but let's take a look anyway. Stolars, who has actually played pretty nice, I feel like for Toronto, it's just kind of everything that's been in front of them has been the problem. And Jeremy Swayman finding very nice form. The Bruins, really hard to beat at home. Steve, this could be one of your puck lines. But again, give me the 60-minute line. We're going to get a decent number out of it anyway.
The Bruins are unflappable at home, 26-9-1. Now they've won, I think 15. They're out of 16 games, or 14 out of 15, or something like that at home. They've been on fire here. So I expect them to defend home ice against a Toronto team who will be out of it here within just a matter of games. They lost 3 in a row. I think they've already packed it in. They're ready for warmer weather themselves and just get out of Toronto once the season ends. I like the Bruins here. Pasternak has been on fire as well, right? So Bruins on the puck line would be the other puck line I like tonight as well.
Oh, all right. I like it. All right, we have Carolina traveling to Montreal to take on the Canadiens. This should be a good one. 6.5 is your number, -120 for the over, +100 there for the under, +105 money line for the Canadiens, -125 there for Carolina. Goalies tonight, Jacob Dobesch in goal for Montreal, Frederick Anderson in goal for Carolina. I think the goaltending matchup definitely is better for Carolina. But Steve, this one, maybe we could see some games. I think this is one of those ones that it could go either way. It's going to go one of two ways, and it's going to be a shootout, or it's going to be another playoff style type of game that we were talking about. But my first instinct here, let's go over 6.5 goals minus 120.
Yeah, that's not a bad instinct. That might be the correct one. Now Montreal, they're coming off. Let's see, a nice win at home against the Islanders. They won 7-3 here on Saturday. So them coming back west from the West didn't seem to affect them too much in that game at home. Carolina, again, they just answer the bell. This is almost like a statement game, I think, for Carolina tonight. This is a good team, Montreal. This is someone that they could see again for sure. And they're going to want to, put some doubt in these guys' heads who the better team is. Montreal will be the newer kid on the block. Now, they've kind of not been erratic or inconsistent, but they've only played 500 hockey here in their last 10, where Carolina has just been better. I get it. It's a road game. Something tells me that Carolina is going to come on top here.
Yeah, Steve, I agree with you there. All right, Colorado in Pittsburgh to take on the Penguins. So this is a good one. 7 o'clock game there. 6.5 is your number. Minus 125 for the over. Plus 105 for the under. You got minus 175. Heavy favorite, in my opinion, for the Avalanche on the road. Penguins plus 145 on the money line. Let's see. Wedgwood is going to be in goal there for Colorado. He played very, very nice the other day. I think he's been good for the Avalanche. And Arturs Silovs is going to be in goal for Pittsburgh. Pretty sure that's not how you say that one, but he pronounces it a pretty weird way.
Right.
Steve, oh, man. Give me the over 6.5. I don't think this is one of those ones that you follow the angle that I'm going for. There's games that I'll follow that angle, and then there's games where I'm going to trust that. You mentioned Colorado as an under team here as of late, but there is a scenario where these two just start to fire off. Pittsburgh can definitely score. Colorado has the personnel to do it. Even though they played more unders, I think I would just be way more comfortable trying to get to 7 than trying to stay under it. So, Steve, give me the over 6.5.
I'm going to group this game the same way I did Montreal and Carolina for tonight. Pittsburgh gave up 5 goals to Carolina on Sunday. So there's your common opponent link. And it was a dominating performance by Carolina. I mean, they just smothered Pittsburgh. They suppressed goal attempts. Pittsburgh, late in the third period, barely had a dozen shots on goal for the game. I'm wondering if Colorado might come in with the same type of game plan here, just to smother Pittsburgh, outscore them, outclass them, and just be the better team. I think that's the case. So Colorado is the answer for me tonight on the money line.
All right, I like it. Columbus, they are in Philly to take on the Flyers. Big game here for everybody involved in that Eastern Conference wild card and third spot in the Metro Division. So this will be a lot of eyes on this game. 5.5 is your number here. Minus 125 for the over. Plus 105 for the under. You got plus 114 for the Flyers at home. You have the Jackets at minus 135. Your goalies tonight. We have Dan Vladar in goal for Philly and Jet Greaves in goal there for Columbus. Steve, plain and simple on this one. We got a lot of stuff here. Let's just not get too cute with it. Let's go Columbus Blue Jackets on the money line, minus 135. I think they are the better team, and they should get them a big win on the road.
I played the Columbus team goals over 2.5 at a very heavy price at minus 300 in my team goals parlay. Columbus has owned Philadelphia this season. They've dominated them and in recent past years. So, and the other factor is this: we have Philadelphia coming back home after being out west and making that full West Coast swing. So they're all comfortable in their beds at home. Here come the Blue Jackets again, fighting for their playoff lives, as are basically the Flyers if you haven't counted them out yet. That is. So I leaned with Columbus here for sure, and I like your pick. I think there's better plays on the board just because Philadelphia is so stingy at times. They're a tough team to play because they don't score, but they don't give up goals either. Right.
Right. Yeah.
And I will lean with you on the Blue Jackets on this one, but I'll take the over 2.5 goals at a heavy price.
Yeah, that game could get stuck in the mud, Steve. You do have a point there. All right, here's one. You talked about better plays on the board. That's what I have to say about this one. Seattle is in Florida to take on the Panthers. It's looking like there is going to be a new champion this year. Injuries, and I got to figure, a three-peat is just ridiculously hard to do in any sport, but especially the NHL, playing that many games in a 3-year span. I just got to think there's a little bit of, some tiredness, and they're missing guys in Florida. Sometimes it's just not meant to be, and that seems to be the case for them. While not mathematically out of it yet, I think we can go ahead and shut the door here on the Panthers. 5.5 is your number tonight, minus 135 for the over, plus 114 for the under, plus 110 on the money line for the Kraken, minus 130 at home there for the Panthers. You're going to have Bob Roski in goal for Florida and Joey Decord in goal for the Kraken. Better plays on the board, Steve, but if you had to do something here, you want to hear us pick something, I think I would actually play this one under 5.5, getting that plus number.
That's probably a good call on the under. Yep. I will do a no play here as well, Dave. Seattle's been struggling. I've given the Florida Panthers a little bit of a chance here, coming out of the Olympic break, to no avail at all. So I will pass on them completely for the rest of the season, and I don't foresee me taking too many Kraken games either, to be honest. So full pass for me.
All right. Yep. So not much excitement there in that one, but the same could not be said about this one. Huge game in the Atlantic Division. Ottawa is taking on Detroit. This one is in Detroit. Your number is going to be 5.5 at a minus 125 for the over, plus 105 for the under, plus 110 for the Senators on the money line, minus 130 at home for the Wings. Let's see, the goalies, John Gibson in goal for the Wings, Allmark in goal for the Senators. Believe it or not, there was a time I would have said, that's not a great goaltending match. This is not one of those times. This has become a good goaltending match in my eyes. Gibson has been somewhat resurrected, I feel like, there.
Yeah, second life. Yep, new life. Yep.
Second life in Detroit. He's probably wishing and saying, Ducks, where the hell were you playing like this when I was there?
Yeah, exactly.
But he's got a good chance to make the playoffs. Allmark, coming over from Boston, has been just great. It's been what the Senators, I feel like, have needed for a little bit now. So good goaltending matchup. Steve, it's a 5.5 number. Both of these teams could get over, but we have a playoff type of style here. This, to me, is a hard one to handicap, and for that reason, I think it's going to be a no play. So,
Dave, I don't know if you knew this or not, but this is the Senators' 7th game in 11 days now, that's brutal. And they are coming off a back-to-back, winning last night against the Rangers 2-1.
Yeah.
They were the lone game last night. On top of that, they're missing their top 2 blue liners. So I'm going to go with Detroit here. Better plays on the board. So I'll take Detroit with their team goals. And I will basically lay off everything else. I think this is a good situation for Detroit. They should be able to beat the Senators at home, but we know what Detroit does when we take them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Man. Oh man, they do the exact opposite of what you want them to do when you take them. Oh, I just can't, Steve. Sometimes you just got to take your medicine and learn your lessons, and I have done that with Detroit. This is the night they'll blow them out, and I wish I had it. I just can't do it.
Right.
Like you said.
Same boat.
Yeah.
I'll be upset I didn't take this, and when I lose on some other ticket like San Jose beating Nashville or something.
Well, Steve, just go ahead and guarantee that when they blow them out, I'll text you and be like, we're idiots. We should have taken that. So we'll see what happens there in that game.
Yep.
All right, Steve. This one we're getting into some good stuff here now. Not the other ones weren't, but we have a possible Stanley Cup preview here. Minnesota is in Tampa Bay taking on the Lightning. 6.5 is your number here, plus 105 for the over, minus 125 for the under. The Wild are going to be plus 136 on the money line, while Tampa is minus 162 at home. Your goalies tonight, Gustafsson in goal for Minnesota. He's been nice for them. And then we have the ever-reliable Vasilevsky in goal. Boy, Steve, being that this kind of matchup, I know Tampa has the firepower. Minnesota can do it. I see this as a playoff struggle. Give me the under 6.5 at minus 125 here. I think this is a fantastic tight game.
That's a good call. I think the Wild are going to be a lot like Detroit with me, and the fact that every time I take them, they seem not to get the job done. And they've had a fantastic season. So I'm just probably taking them at their worst ultimate spots overall. Tampa Bay is not a team I've played heavily on, although they seem to get the job done with their team goals total for me. But like you said, this could be a Stanley Cup playoff or a Stanley Cup actual final, right? West versus East.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
6.5 goals seems lofty here. I think I would lean with the under with you.
All right. Yep. I like it. I feel like that's one of those ones where we can play that angle. All right. We have a really good opportunity now here for Dallas in this next game. Now, New Jersey has played better. They've shown some life. I just think it's a little too late. New Jersey is in Dallas taking on the Stars. 5.5 is your number here. Minus 130 for the over, plus 110 for the under. We're going to have plus 140 for the doubles on the money line, while the Stars are going to be minus 166. Let's take a look at the goalies, see what we have here. Ottinger in goal for Dallas. Jake Allen in goal for New Jersey. I like Ottinger more than I do Allen, that's for sure, in this matchup. Ottinger, top-tier goalie in this league, that's no doubt. Steve, give me the Stars on the 60-minute line. It might be a 60-minute line type of night for me.
The Stars scare me a little bit with the injuries. Hintz is out. Rantanen out. But I like Dallas on the money line here, just to being the better team overall. They've been hot. They, like we said earlier, they are on the heels of Colorado. I don't think they'll let up now. New Jersey, yes, playing better. And I'm probably kind of leaning under type of game in this game, Dave. But I just see Dallas winning this game 3-2.
Yeah, yep. And that's what they need. They need those points. Because it's possible that Colorado picks up 2 more tonight as well. All right, Steve, here's the one that we probably care about the most. The Caps are in St. Louis tonight, 8 p.m. 5.5 is your number here, minus 125 for the over, plus 105 for the under. Yeah, minus 112 for the Caps on the money line. 108, minus 108, that is, for the Blues. Goalies tonight, Joel Hoffer is the only goalie I see, so interesting. Are we going to see Thompson, who's been just as steady as can be, really keeping Caps in a lot of these games? Or are we going to see Lindgren, who hasn't played in a while. I gotta say that I hope it's Thompson, really, and that's no no disrespect to Lindgren, but he hasn't played in a while, and these are points that the Caps desperately have to have. You got to wonder if he comes out a little bit rusty. The Caps should be able to get on Joel Hoffer here. I'm going to go Caps over 2.5 goals tonight, Steve.
I think this could be a wild game. Isn't this the same game in which Capitals went up 3-0 in the first? The Blues got 3 second period goals to tie it, and then the Caps rung off 4 goals in the third to win 7-3. Correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
About 2 weeks ago, and at the Cap Center. So give me the over in this game. I think we see some goals here.
Yeah, I think we certainly could.
Both teams have to lay it all out there, Dave, to try to keep their season alive. So I think you see that offensively.
Yeah, I mean, there's no holding back now. So, all right, San Jose, tough task for them tonight in Nashville. 6.5 is your number here, plus 100 for the over, minus 120 for the under. The Preds are going to be minus 142 on the money line at home, while the Sharks are plus 120. The goalies tonight, Nedeljkovic in goal for the Sharks, Saros in goal for the Preds here. I got to think the goaltending matchup goes the Preds' way. Steve, give me the Preds on the money line, minus 142.
I like the Predators. They've won 4 in a row. Sharks lost 4 in a row. So there we go. That's the difference. Predators, red hot. In terms of the Predators, considering they were maybe a bottom feeder and now they're the number 8 overall seed. So I'll stick with Nashville here. Good home ice advantage.
Yeah. I agree. All right, the Knights, they're in Winnipeg taking on the Jets tonight. 5.5 is your number here, minus 130 for the over, plus 110 for the under. We have minus 130 on the money line for the Knights, while the Jets are plus 110 at home. Goalies are Connor Hellebuck in goal, and Aiden Hill in goal for Vegas. Hellebuck's going to be for the Jets. So that's the goaltending matchup in favor of the Jets, in my opinion. They're, believe it or not, they're still not out of it. They're not too far there from the wild card. Boy, I don't know, Steve. This one, to me, I don't know, just feels like a stay away. I think we can find some better things here. Vegas should be able to win this one, I think, but I don't know. They don't have a huge trust factor with me. So I think I'm going to go with a no play here.
2 teams you can't trust, Dave. I think you said it right there, to be honest. You would think this would be an under game. You would think so. Something tells me the Jets are going to score some goals here. They haven't had some sort of huge outburst at all, maybe all season. Something just tells me that's going to happen tonight. I'll take a long shot, Jets over 3.5 goals.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I could definitely.
It pays good. I mean, it's paying close to 2-1, to be honest.
Right. I don't mind that at all. I really don't. All right, the Kings, they're taking on Calgary. Huge points for the Kings. They got to have this. Calgary, it's just tough going against them sometimes. They have burned me quite a few times.
I saw this stat. I wish I had it exactly. But did you know, Calgary, when they score 4 goals, they're undefeated in their last 30-something games or something like that?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy stat.
Yeah. Did you know? That's crazy. So, but all that being said, this is the Kings coming in, and they're a defensive team by nature. So I would lean under, no play at all. I'll run away from this.
Yeah, 5.5 being the number here. Let's take a quick goalie look here. Wolf in goal for Calgary, Kemper in goal for LA. I just got to think that LA's got to get it done. I'm going to take them for 3 goals tonight. So we'll see if they can do that against the Flames. I'm probably going to find myself here at the end of the night very mad at the Flames for burning me, as they usually do. Don't play with fire, Steve. It's
Right.
just never a good idea.
Right.
All right, we have this one and one more. So, Steve, we've done really well here in a huge slate. We're coming right up on it, and we should be just on time. Edmonton is taking on Utah out there in Utah. 6.5 is your number here, minus 122 for the over, plus 102 for the under, 135 favorite on the money line, minus 135, that is, for Utah. Edmonton is the dog on the road at plus 114. Goalies tonight. Vamelka is going to be in goal for Utah, while Tristan Jarry is in goal for Edmonton. And I don't know if that experiment is exactly working out how Edmonton wanted. They needed goaltending. I think they thought they got it, and sometimes they get it, and sometimes they don't. Steve, I like Utah at home in this. Give me 135 for Utah.
Utah's the favorite here. How about that? That Utah is just a favorite over Edmonton in any kind of a scenario, home or away, neutral ice, whatever the case may be. The Utah Mammoth are the favorite tonight. Yeah, Dave, and minus 1.5, you're getting plus 184.
Yeah.
So
why not?
You know what? If you want to take a shot at some crazy tickets tonight, Winnipeg Jets over goals, paying big. Utah Mammoth on the money line here, or on the puck lines, paying big. Maybe a Super Capitals Blues overplay. Those would be some obscure items that would get a ticket home, perhaps, on a crazy night that we have.
Might have to play an obscure one. That's for sure. All right, Steve, we've made it to the end of the slate. The Ducks, they are in Vancouver taking on the Canucks. 6.5 is going to be your number. Minus 130 for the over, plus 110 for the under. The Ducks minus 180 on the money line, while the Canucks are plus 150. Goalies tonight, Lankinen is in goal for the Canucks, while Dostal is in goal for the Ducks. Steve, I think we take the chance to puck line plus 130 for the Ducks. You like the team total. I don't mind it at all either. This could be a good opportunity for the Ducks to get some more points and possibly widen that lead they have. So, Steve, give me the Ducks, really in any capacity, but I'll take a puck line for sure.
Everything seems mispriced in this game. I mean, you figured Anaheim's a $3 favorite. They're only minus 184. So, yeah, anyway you want the Ducks here, I think.
All right. So that's the slate. Lots of good stuff here. So we still have 2 matters of business here, Steve. We got to get some goal scorers going on, and then we got to throw somebody in the penalty box as well.
Yeah. Let's do that first.
All right. You want to go to the penalty box first?
Yeah, let's see if I got my sounder up here correctly. We'll go ahead and throw it on.
Switch 7 guys. Mike, come on. You can't do that. That was probably number 10. 2 minutes broken. 82. Tripping.
All right.
All right. Who you got? Who do you have?
Let's see here. Seattle Kraken, you're awful tempting to throw in that penalty box there. Let's see if we can go with let me get back to my standings, Dave, real quick here. I'm going to throw in.
I think I know who I'm going to throw in here.
Go ahead. Who do you got?
Just as you mentioned it when we were going over the standings, losers of 4 in a row with a tough matchup tonight, needing every point they can get out west. Steve, I think, unfortunately, and I don't know that we've done this a whole lot this season, so actually, kudos for San Jose, but I think the Sharks got to go in the box.
San Jose into the box. Yeah, I think that's the first time this season, Dave.
Yeah, how about that?
Rangers have lost 5 in a row. Toronto have lost 3 in a row. Wow, I didn't realize the Rangers were playing good. I didn't realize they've lost 5 in a row like that. Let's see. San Jose, the losers of 4 in a row. I think it's got to be Seattle on my end, Dave. They've lost 3 in a row, 3-7 in their last 10. They're not even getting points in overtime. They were right there at the top of the Pacific. Now they're out of the playoffs, so it's the Kraken for me.
All right. I thought that's who you might go with, and I definitely understand that. I think both of those teams are definitely deserving of the penalty box. So not unfair picks there, that's for sure. All right, Steve, I've got 4 goal scorers. You give me some goal scorers. Who do you got?
Go ahead and give me Matthew Barzal at plus 210 for the Islanders tonight. They'll play the Blackhawks. I think the Islanders get their share of goals at home against Chicago and get the win there. David Pastrnak has been completely on fire. He's even money, plus 100 for a goal. Normally, I like to take the big plus money guys. So we'll go ahead and lock in Pastrnak. Let me rewind half a second so I can get the proper payout here and plug in Barzal. And then I got 2 more to go. We're going to scroll down to Carolina. I think they'll get their share of goals again as well. If they do that, then we'll go ahead and take Stankhoven. He seems to rise to the occasion a good amount of the time. Plus 340 for Stankhoven for a goal tonight. Logan Stankhoven for the Hurricanes. And then we'll go ahead and we'll pile it on with the Penguins. They gave up 5 goals on Sunday. I expect they'll give Colorado their fair share tonight. Let's go ahead and take Brock Nelson at plus 200. So Pastrnak, Barzal, Stankhoven, and Barzal's old teammate, Brock Nelson, all that pays 80-1 to score a goal tonight.
Oh, I love it. And Brock Nelson, unfortunate for us, was the overtime goal scorer in the game against the Cats.
Okay, yeah, there you go. It
looks
looks like no Evgeny Malkin tonight, perhaps. He's locked out on my goal scorer ticket, so he might be out.
Interesting. Not good news for Pittsburgh. All right, Steve, I'm going to agree with you in Colorado. I'm going to go with Nathan McKinnon at a nice plus 100. I'm going to actually go with Bo Horvat in the Islanders at plus 125. Sam Bennett for the Florida Panthers. I know we said, I ain't doing nothing with that, but give me Sam Bennett at plus 185. That's a good number for a goal scorer of his caliber. And Steve, you got to throw a wild card in there. I feel like this guy's due. He's played pretty well for him, and that's going to be the Caps, and that's going to be Hendrix Lapierre at 9-1.
Wow!
Those 4 guys, 3 heavy favorites and a wild card, and he could score. He does it for them at times where they need it too. So he's had a little bit more input in these games than he's had in the beginning of the season. These 4 guys, Steve, they're going to pay 127-1.
Wow, nice ticket.
So we're going to go with that. We're going to see what happens.
All right. About ready to drop the puck in about 10 minutes or so. So let everyone get out of here.
All right, let's go ahead and get out of here, Steve. Before we do, you're gonna give the people what they want and give us a paycheck, or what? You got some programming notes for us?
Oh yeah. I guess we'll do best bets real quick. But yes, Friday soccer paycheck actually is on the bench for a few weeks as they have international play and international breaks and all kinds of weird stuff going on. I think the EPL is on a 3-week break. How about that?
Oh, wow. Did not know that.
Yeah. I'll have to look more into that. So no paycheck until we get back to weekend match action. If I have some best plays on the board tonight, Dave. Again, I'm going to take the Islanders on the puck line. I'll take the Bruins on the puck line. Both of that pays plus 450. I'll add the Hurricanes on the money line. I'll add the Avalanche on the money line, and I'll go ahead and take the Stars at home on the money line as well. That pays 24-1, and I'll beef it up just a hair with the Ducks over 3.5 goals.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Steve, I'm gonna go Islanders 60-minute line, Bruins 60-minute line. Let's see, what else did I like here? Give me the Caps over 2.5 tonight. Give me the Kings over 2.5, and give me the Ducks on the puck line -1.5. I think those are my best plays.
All right. Hopefully we have some winners out there.
All right. Catch us back here Tuesday. We've got some pretty good coverage going on here. We'll be back in a week to update the playoffs and see what else we can find.
Yeah, I think we are, 2 or 3 weeks away from the playoffs starting, right, Dave?
Yeah, we are not far at all.
I believe they'll start on the Wednesday night. I think 2 weeks from tomorrow. I could be wrong, but that sounds about right.
April 19, I believe.
Oh, all right. So we still have a little bit of time. Okay.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yep. All right. Sounds good. All right. Take it easy, Dave.
All right. Good luck.